what a way to start the NFL season. The Week 1 matchup between the Jets and 49ers with an overtime game, with the Jets pulling it out 28-21 over the 49ers, despite their quarterback Aaron Rodgers yet again tearing his Achilles early in the game, this time in the second quarter. Connor, your thoughts on the game and what this means for the Jets, even though they won Aaron Rodgers' injury?
Well, the game was great. It was a good game. It was disheartening, I'm sure, for all of us, especially the Jets fans, to see Aaron Rodgers go down. But I still think with this win, the Jets have a chance to be competitive. They're going to go home. Will have a raucous crowd after beating a finalist who made the Super Bowl last year. And let's be honest, Tyrod Taylor is infinitely better than Zach Wilson. In that weak division with the question marks around Tua and the lack of Stephon Diggs, the Jets still have a chance to make a run at a wild card spot or even their division.
And your thoughts, Dylan, on this exciting thriller in overtime?
I mean, the Jets are toast, let's be honest here. I mean, Tyrod Taylor at the helm, looking for a Super Bowl? No, you got to have an elite quarterback to win a Super Bowl nowadays, as we've seen over the last 5 years or so. I mean, if you don't have elite quarterback play, not going to happen.
So, even though the Jets won, they did lose Aaron Rodgers. So is there anything that they should take away from this and continue to build on?
Well, I think we need to take away that they have resilience. I think they won the game last year when they lost Aaron Rodgers too. But this team feels different. This team feels like it might have a chance to make a wild card run. And yes, the teams that have won the Super Bowl over the past 5, even 10 years have historically had elite quarterbacks. But the teams that they've played in the Super Bowl typically have not. Brock Purdy played in the Super Bowl. Jimmy Garoppolo played in the Super Bowl. It's not really a necessity to have an elite quarterback if the rest of your team is strong, which I think is the case with the Jets.
And I do have one question for you, Dylan. Sauce Gardner played exceptionally well, getting an interception and limiting the 49ers top receiver, Deebo Samuel, to only 85 yards. Do you think Sauce Gardner has a chance with this game to bolster his legacy as maybe the future Defensive Player of the Year?
Yeah, I do. I mean, guarding a receiver of Deebo Samuel's caliber is very challenging. I mean, he sometimes runs the ball in an end around, gets deep down the middle of the field, and even goes down the sideline. I mean, it takes incredible skill to guard him, and he's really versatile too. So, I mean, yeah, if the Jets want to keep this going down the season and maybe make a push for a wild card, he's going to have to perform very excellent.
I have one last question for you, Dylan, then we'll get you back to Connor. The 49ers lost this game despite Tyrod Taylor playing most of the game. What do they have to learn going into Week 2 to bounce back from this loss?
I mean, this 49ers defense, they didn't seem to stop the run that well, even though Tyrod Taylor was mainly throwing the ball. Like, they didn't capitalize on some of the short opportunities, so they were forced to run the ball. And Breece Hall, first of all, I want to say Breece Hall is an electric player, and I hope to see him do great things because I think he's a really good player. But I think Breece Hall was very good, and Fred Warner did not look good. He's got to keep that speed going. He's got to get upfield faster. He was not as aggressive as he should be.
Connor, how do you think that the 49ers should bounce back from this loss?
I think they just need to move along like it's every other week. Sure, this was not a great loss, but let's be honest. They game planned for Aaron Rodgers, whose play style is completely different from Tyrod Taylor. And you know what? You ought to just accept that Tyrod Taylor had one of the great games of his career. You got to accept it. You got to move on. You're still a great football team, and you have 17 more weeks, 16 more games to make a run at the playoffs and try to win a Super Bowl.
All right, thank you guys. This was Jets 21, 49ers. Sorry, Jets 28, 49ers 21. What a game. We'll see you later on SBC Network.